Okay, I have some targets laid out here, a lot of iron, some stuff that you find in relic dumps, right? And I have a washer here, I have a nickel, a quarter, a gold ring, and a $1 Eisenhower coin there. And I have the Gold Finder 2000 and the Deus 1 HF elliptical coil. And I'll show you that the iron tones on machines are the most important tone you could ever have. That's your biggest asset on a machine, is the iron tones. And if you turn your iron volume all the way down to 0, or if you start discriminating targets out, you're in big trouble. And I'm not here to sell machines, right? It's not the whole objective of my channel, is to sell you machines. I'm just showing you the reality of machines, where they perform well at and where they do not perform well at. And there's practical uses for machines. There's practical uses for coils. There's practical uses for frequencies. There's practical uses for programs on machines. A lot of machines out there have gold programs, and if you take a gold program out to a relic dump, you'll understand what I'm talking about right here. And I'm going to do a test against the Gold Finder 2000 and the Deus 1. And I'll change the frequency on the Deus 1, and I'll show you the big difference, right? And this is the Gold Finder 2 is it's a one-tone machine. So you have basically a target tone and no tone, right? And it's a single frequency machine also. You cannot adjust the frequency on the machine. So take all tests with a grain of salt. My tests are about learning. It's not about if it'll hit it or not. If it's pretty much with all my tests, all the tests that you see on YouTube, don't take one test. Don't have that one test be a deal breaker for you, because tests are fairly inconclusive. I want to know how a metal detector is going to respond to iron. I want to know how a metal detector is going to respond to EMI. I want to know how a metal detector is going to respond to hot frickin' soil like I have. I want to know how a metal detector is going to respond to wet soil. I want to know how a metal detector is going to respond with salt water sweeping over the coil, right? I want to know how a metal detector is going to respond to the pinpointers that I use. So I want to know all aspects and all perspectives of metal detectors. And that's what my channel's about. I'm not here to sell you the detectors. I want to show you the reality of the situations with detectors, and not really how to dial them in, because every single program that I've gotten from somebody, and with any machine, right? They give me a program, it's working good for them. Just because a program works good for one person in certain kind of soil, or going for certain targets, or in certain environments, does not mean that that program is going to be banging for you, because everybody has different abilities, everybody has different soils, everybody's going for different stuff, everybody has different swing speeds, everybody has, there's just so many variables in metal detectors. And I had, when this Gold Finder first came out, I was very skeptical on it. Everybody's saying, oh, that thing would be killer in relic dumps, man, we should take that thing over the relic dump. And where we found some really awesome relics throughout the years. Some really great stuff. But it's full of big iron. So I sniffed it right when I saw a video of the Gold Finder 2000. I'm telling you right now, don't take a lot of these videos, these test videos. Don't make them be a selling point on the detector. Watch them in action, right? If you want to take a machine out to a relic dump, just Google it. Search on YouTube, or search for how the metal detector is going to perform in certain environments. Like if you want to go to the beach, look up beach detecting with that certain detector. Or if you want to take, if you want a good iron detector, search up hunting for iron, because everybody's going for different stuff. Some people might want to hunt in parks. For jewelry, some people might want to just coin shoot. Some people might want to get ancient iron artifacts, you know, that a lot of detectors struggle on, right? I don't want to be digging up a bunch of junk. You know, I want to make my time, you know, productive. I don't want to be digging out a lot of undesirable targets, but you do have to dig out a lot of junk. And that's one thing that my channel is about, the realities of metal detecting. And I dig up a lot of freaking junk. 90% of the videos that I create throughout the day go right in the trash bin, right? Because I dig up so much trash. You know, I do show you guys digging up a lot of trash, but you know, in between, every once in a while, I'll hit on a ring or some jewelry, and you know, maybe some coins and stuff. But in relic dumps, it's tough. And for relic dumps, you really need a specialized detector, and you really need to tune your ears into the iron. The iron tones are the most important tone you can have on any machine, and the Gold Finder 2000 does not have an iron tone. So if you want to take this thing out to relic dumps, here's what you're going to encounter. Jim took this thing out he's only had it for a couple days, and he wanted me to test it. And I was very skeptical on this machine at first, you know, way back when, quite a few months ago when it first came out. You know, a lot of people are saying, oh, that thing is killer in the iron. Well, I wasn't thinking so, right? I have a really good sniffer, and I have a lot of experience too with frequencies and how they respond to different desirable targets and different undesirable targets. The higher frequencies do not like big iron. The lower frequencies like big iron, but you can tell they're big iron with the lower frequencies. With the higher frequencies, not so much. And one thing with the Gold Finder 2000, it is a one-tone machine, so you don't have that rich iron tone like other machines have. But it is good on gold, right? It is a deep-seeking machine on gold if you're not around iron, right? And that's mainly what it's intended to do. It's a gold field detector, right? Very durable, high frequency. That's what you want for getting small pieces of gold, and even big piece of gold, you know, in harsh terrain. But the Deus 1 is a multifaceted machine. The Deus 1 you can take just about anywhere except in the water, right? To the beach. It's not a good performer on the beach. But this is just an iron test and kind of a frequency test. And in iron, you have to be able to discriminate that iron out. I can put all my machines in Gold Field program, and it does the same exact thing as this Gold Finder 2000. Exactly the same thing. It's going to hit on all these iron targets, and it's going to give me a positive, it's going to give me a target tone, right? An alerting tone that it's a non-ferrous. But they're not non-ferrous targets, right? Big iron just does that, especially at higher frequencies. So I'll just turn the Gold Finder on. Super simple machine, right? You should have a mode button, volume and gain, right? And a pinpoint button. Very simple machine to operate. Full gain here. I'm in all metal mode, right? Here's a quarter. Here's a washer. Here's the gold ring. It's overloading, right? Overloading. Right. Right. Nickel. So I'll sweep over it, right? Now look at the display here, right? The right side is a non-ferrous. The left side is a ferrous. It's overloading, but I'm in all metal here. I'll switch the mode here. Right? Right? Non-ferrous, right? Right? Non-ferrous target. right? They all sound the same. They're all giving me non-ferrous tones, and it's even in the non-ferrous side there. Now I'll switch modes here. Non-ferrous, right? Non-ferrous. 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 So it's not discriminating out the big iron. Jim took this detector to the head stamp field today, and he said he dug about for an hour, and all he dug up was big iron. He couldn't even carry all the iron to the truck. And he you know, he was hoping that it would perform well in the relic dump, but I knew right off the bat, right when this detector came out, that it's going to be an iron getter. You know, this is designed to go out in the gold fields and get the smaller piece of gold because it's a higher frequency machine, right? So this is the detector, right? It's that simple, right? Very durable detector. And I'm telling you, I can put all my machines in gold program and it does exactly the same thing, right? It does exactly the same thing. Because gold programs do not discriminate. They only reject. They reject the iron, right? Two-tone or one-tone. You know, most gold programs are one tone, basically. Now I'll just turn the Deus 1 on here. Stock hot program here, right? Now listen to it. This is stock hot program. 14 kilohertz, right? Iron, right? Iron. Iron, right? Iron. Big piece of iron, right? You can hear it. Iron clicking, right? You can hear it. It's a forced tone. It's like what. What. It's a forced tone, right? Clicking, right? Forced tone. Now watch this washer right here, right? Discriminated out. This is the stock hot program, so this has hundreds of tones I'm using right now. It has a lot of iron tones, very rich iron tones, right? Now I'll go over this coin here. Look how clean it is, right? Gold ring. Here's a quarter. No clicking, no wah. Here's a nickel. Iron, right? I can tell it's iron because I have a lot of iron tones, right? Now I'll change frequencies here. I'll show you. Frequency has a lot to do with it here. Right, I'm at 14 kilohertz. Now I'll go to 31 kilohertz. Listen. What? Iron, of course. Iron, right? Forced tone, right? Forced tone. What? Now that washer is starting to, I'm starting to hit on that washer with high tones a little bit there, right? Iron tone. Listen to this. Nice and crisp, clean tone. Here's a gold ring. Right? Quarter. Washer. Nickel. Now watch what happens when I go to the 74 kilohertz frequency. Those clicking tones and those iron tones seem to just kind of fade away a little bit, right? Listen to it. It's more of a forced tone. The nails are really easy on this machine, right? I mean, you can tell the nails just glide right over them. Right? So what it's doing is it's not rejecting the iron as much, right? It's not giving me those rich iron tones in the higher frequencies. It's just a forced tone, right? Right? They all pretty much sound the same. Now listen to this. Listen to this quarter and this big coin right here. See, I'm starting to get a high tone on that washer there. That washer. Now listen to this coin here. quarter, overload, right? It's an overload. Listen to that gold ring. The gold ring sounds exactly very close to the quarter, right? So what it does when I'm in higher frequencies in full tones is it's bunching all of those higher conductors really close to tones, right? The quarters, the pennies, the dimes all sound exactly the same, but the iron sounds the same too. So, and I'll put it in Goldfield program here. The gold program will do exactly the same thing as the Gold Finder 2000 was. Because I cannot discriminate in Goldfield program, I can only reject the iron. I can only reject the nails, right? And rejection and discrimination are two different things on metal detectors, right? Here's Goldfield program right here. So this is a stock program here. I'm not rejecting. This is all metal, right? So I'm going to be hitting on the nails, right? So I have to reject the nails out, right? It's all metal, right? And I'm getting the same target tone, right? If you're in high EMI and you're in gold and you're in one tone, you're in big trouble, man. EMI, you'll get the target tone, right? Now I'll reject this iron here. If I can push this button here. Oh boy. IAR, I'll go all the way up to 5 here, right? Go all the way up to 5. The nails are rejected, right? That nail's rejected now, right? The big iron, and the big iron gives me high tones, right? It gives me 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right? This quarter, this $50 reads up just like that, the same tone in hot program, the same numbers, but they're completely different tones, right? See that washer? It's being discriminated out. The gold, of course. The quarter, of course. Yeah. So the big iron.